Hello everyone, welcome to 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday. I hope you guys had a great time. So today we are officially back for us to start trading and for us to kind of make money together. So let's look at the market conditions so that we'll be able to identify our support zone and our resistance zone, and then we'll be able to look at the higher time frame against the lower time frame, just for us to have an idea what the higher time frame is saying and what the lower time frame is saying. So let's go to the higher time frame. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. Let's delete this line. Let's leave this line. So looking at the condition of the month market condition, we are in an uptrend. Looking at the formation of this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, that means we are in an uptrend. So the best thing is just for us to identify the all-time high on gold and then the low of the recent candle and the previous low of the recent candle. I love to do this type of thing just for me to have an idea what the market condition is saying. So looking at the formation of this bullish candle, this is the recent month candle. This January candle is this. This was December candle that closed with a rejection bullish candle. So we have our all-time high on gold at 4602.45. So let's look at the low of the recent candle, which is here, and then let's look at the previous low of this candle, which is here. So that means we are anticipating this candle, for the body of this candle to continue to go up, to break its high, for it to form a new high, or this candle can choose to reject up this candle and close with a rejection bullish candle, just like how the last month's candle closed. But looking at the formation of this candle is left with 18 days before this candle needs to close. So the best thing is just for us to wait, since we are trying to identify the all-time high and then the low of the recent candle and then the low of the previous candle, just for us to have an idea what we are anticipating the market to give to us. Let me reduce the music a little bit. I think the volume is high. Okay. So we are done with the month market condition. So since the month market condition is an uptrend, which we are able to identify the all-time high and then the low of the recent month candle and the previous low of, like, as of December, this candle closed with a rejection bullish candle. Let's go to the daily. Looking at the formation of the daily market condition. So from this high of this recent candle to the low of this recent candle, as you can see how the formation of the candle, we are in a consolidation zone. We have a resistance zone over here that this candle broke this resistance zone, and then it created an all-time high, which we are anticipating for the body of this candle to fill it this week of this candle, then for it to continue to go up, or the candle can choose to reject off this zone and close with a bearish candle. So since this candle is the daily candle and this daily candle is left with 15 hours before this candle will close, so the best thing is just for us to wait. We also have a support zone over here, and we have a support zone and a support zone. So but we are just looking at the condition of the daily market structure so that for us to have an idea what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So since we are looking at the daily, and then we have a resistance zone over here and a resistance zone, which this candle broke this resistance zone, and this resistance zone as well, this candle also broke this resistance zone. So the best thing is just for us to wait, since from this line to this line is the recent month candle, And this is the low of the recent month candle, and this is the high of the recent month candle. So looking at the formation of the daily market structure, we are in a consolidation zone because we have a support zone, a resistance zone, and a resistance zone. And this candle is yet to break its high for it to continue to go up, or the candle wants to continue to reject up this zone to close with a rejection bullish candle, or for it to close with a rejection bearish candle. And the candle is left with 15 hours before this daily candle needs to close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. Let's go to the H4. Looking at the formation of the H4, we should be able to identify a good structure. And I want you guys to understand that, like maybe like a couple of you guys that have been joining the live stream, you guys know that I love to identify my support zone and my resistance zone with the H1 and 30 minutes, because these two time frame, they are strong time frame for me. 4 hours is also a strong confirmation time frame, but I love to identify my support zone, my resistance zone using the H1 and the 30 minutes. Like some trader will tell you that they love to identify their own zone, like using the 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes. So everybody with how they feel comfortable in whatsoever thing that they call like a confirmation for them. So for me, I love to identify my support zone and my resistance zone using the 30 minutes and the 1 hour. So let's try and identify the H4. Let's see what the market condition is saying. This line is the all-time high on gold, the recent month candle. This line is the low of the recent month candle. So we have a support zone over here. We have a support zone. We have a resistance zone and a resistance zone, which this candle close above this resistance zone. That's the next candle close with a bullish candle. The next candle closed with a small bullish candle. That the recent candle is left with 4 hours, like 3 hours before this recent candle needs to close. But this recent candle is here to break the high of this bullish candle and is here to break the low of this bullish candle. It's very important for us to know what the market condition is saying, just for us to have an idea what you're anticipating the market to give to us. We have a support zone over here. Let's adjust this to this place. We also have a support zone over here and a support zone over here. But this line is the low of the recent month candle. So that means if a candle should break this support zone, we are expecting it for it to continue to come down to this support zone and this support zone. So, but the best thing is just for us to wait. We have a resistance zone over here, which this candle broke this resistance zone over here. So looking at the formation of the 4 hours market condition, nothing serious is happening. It's just for us to wait, for us to be able to identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. Since this candle closed with a bullish candle, the next candle closed with a small bullish candle, that this recent 4 hours candle, which is left with 3 hours before this candle needs to close. So this candle is here to break the high of the previous bullish candle and it's here to break the low of this previous bullish candle. So the best thing is just for us to wait, since we are anticipating the candle for it to break the all-time high or for it to continue to come down. So, but looking at the condition of the market structure, we don't need to identify our support and our resistance. I decided to identify this zone as a resistance zone just for us to have an idea that this is our support zone. Sorry, not resistance. This zone is being considered as our support zone. But I'm going to identify my support zone and my resistance zone using the H1 and the 30 minutes just for us to have an idea, because we kind of considering this zone from this support zone maybe down if this candle should close with a bearish candle. So the range, it will be too big for us to kind of anticipate this candle. It will be too big for us. So we are looking at it like 1,600 pips. That's huge. So imagine if you're anticipating the candle to break this zone with a very strong candle. You definitely meet this type of market condition, but it's only when you have a very strong news in the market before you kind of see a candle close like this. But you don't need to wait until you're anticipating this type of candle to break your zone. That's huge. So that's why it's very important for us to look at the higher time frame, the month market condition, the daily market condition, the 4 hours market condition, the 1 hour market condition, the 30 minutes, and sometimes I look at the 15 minutes just for me to have an idea what the 15 minutes market condition is saying. So, but looking at the condition of the H4, the best thing is just for us to kind of identify what the market condition is saying. Then we'll go to our H1 for us to be able to identify our support zone and our resistance zone. And then we need to measure the range from the resistance to the support to see how the range is, because it's very important for us to have a range, maybe like 100 to 300 pips range from the support zone to the resistance zone. Sometimes we might even have like 80 pips from the support to the resistance, because we are kind of identifying the markets. We are kind of anticipating the markets to kind of break our support zone with our resistance zone, with our order confirmation. Then the moment we are able to identify a structure, then we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. We just need to identify what the monthly market condition is saying, the daily, the 4 hours, which we are about to go to the 1 hour. So if this candle should close with a bearish candle, that means this zone will be considered as our recent resistance. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's go to the H1. As you can see, we have a support zone. This zone over here is the support zone. Let's just put it here. We have a support zone. We have support zone, this recent support zone, and just look at how the formation of the H1 market structure is. So let's try and see how we'll be able to identify our recent support and our recent resistance. But we are in an uptrend. The H4, we are in an uptrend. The H1, we are in an uptrend. So let's see what the market condition is saying. Since we have a support zone over here, we have a minor support and a minor support. So let's see. We have a resistance zone over here. And I want you guys to know that like the H4, we are waiting for the recent candle to close, the bearish candle, which the candle is left with 4 hours before the 4 hours candle needs to close. So but the H1, we are able to identify our resistance. This is why I told you guys that I love to identify my resistance and my support using the H1 and the 30 minutes, because you'll be able to have a clear view of what the market condition is saying. We have a resistance zone over here. I understand that this is the all-time high on gold, but we have a resistance zone over here. It's very important for us to kind of know when we need to anticipate the market to break our resistance and for the market to break our support. So we have a support zone over here. We can as well consider this zone as a minor support. But the reason why I'm considering this zone as a support zone is because of how this market condition was consolidating. Let me show you guys. You see how this market condition, they keep printing side by side, so the market condition was just consolidating. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition. So this is why I consider this zone to be a support zone, because of how the market condition was printing side by side. So we have a support zone over here, we have a support zone over here. So we have a resistance zone over here. So let's zoom the chart a little bit. We have a support zone over here. Let's measure the range from this resistance zone down to this support zone. We are looking at 260 pips. Let's see, 260 pips is a good range for us to consider that range as a consolidation zone. Since we have a support zone, a resistance zone, and a support zone, and this line is the all-time high on gold, the best thing is just for us to wait. So since we are done for us to identify our resistance and our support using the H1, and we are able to identify what the market condition is saying. So let's go to the 30 minutes just for us to have an idea what the 30 minutes time frame is saying against the 1 hour, since we are able to identify our support zone and our resistance zone using the 1 hour. So right now it's just for us to have a good confirmation with the 30 minutes, just for us to have an idea that okay, the resistance is strong, the support is strong, and this is what we are anticipating the market to give to us. So for now, let's try and see what the 30 minutes market condition is saying. So we have a support zone over here, we have a support zone and a resistance zone. So let's try and identify, let's adjust the support zone. Let's adjust it like this. This is our support zone. So that means from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone because of how the candle they are all printing side by side. So when I say consolidation zone, just for the new people that joined, so consolidation, the moment you have a bearish candle, and a bullish candle, I'm going to change the color. Let me just show you guys. So the moment you have formation of candles like this, this zone can be considered a consolidation zone because of how the candle they are printing side by side. So you can consider here to be a resistance and here to be a support, just like how the market condition they are printing side by side. So this zone is our resistance zone, while this zone is our support zone. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. So let's move this consolidation zone over here. Our buy anticipation will be here. Let's measure from this resistance zone down to the all-time high. So we are looking at 120 pips range from the resistance to the all-time high. So let's put our buy position here. Then our sell position is here. That means we are anticipating a bearish candle to break this support zone for it to continue to come down to this support zone. Let's adjust this support zone here. For it to continue to come down to this support zone, let's measure from this support zone down to this support zone. You're looking at 800 pips. So it's very important for you to have a trading plan. The reason why it's very important for you to have a trading plan is because your trading plan will tell you how much you are willingly to take from the market and how much you want to risk in your trade. These things, they are very important. Let's say, for example, like you deposited like 10K. So and you're willing to risk like 5% or 1% or 2%. So you need to ask yourself, how much is 5% of your 10K account, or 1K or 1% of your 10K account? Then the moment you're able to identify this, then you know that each trade that you need to open, you need to risk like 1% or 2%, and you know the type of lot size that you're supposed to use, and then the number of pips that you are anticipating the market to give to you if you should open a position. So these things are very important for you to have a trading plan, because it's like you kind of going to work. You definitely have a project, your company, maybe your team. You guys have something that you guys need to execute. So you guys, we need to come together. You discuss, you plan how you want to go about the project. Then people will have like a plan that this is what you want to do. It's all part of you kind of like having a trading plan. The same thing also implies in trading. You can't just come to the market and then you don't know what you're anticipating the market to give to you. It's like you're just coming to come and gamble. It's like you're just coming like you are lost. So you kind of being a forex trader, that means you know what you're anticipating the market to give to you. And then if the market should choose to go up and the market choose to come down, you don't need to do anything. You need to have a plan. You need to follow your plan and you need to be consistent. Don't go and break your plan because of the fact that you see a very strong candle, keep moving, and then you start opening a position. You don't know the direction of that candle. You don't know if that candle, the moment you open a position. Let me say, for example, we have a strong bearish candle like this. And then the moment this candle should break the low of this, let's assume that this candle is a bearish candle. The moment this candle should break the low of this bearish candle, let me see the short. Then you decided to open a position simply because you don't have a trading plan, and you put your stop loss here. And you're anticipating the candle to keep coming down to this support zone over here. So this candle can choose to continue to come down. Let me see. This candle can choose to continue to come down, to come down, to come down, to come down. And then the candle can choose to come back to your entry position and leave you with a wick like this. And leave you with a wick like this. And choose to close like this. And then you'll be hoping that this candle should continue to come down to close with a bearish candle for the next one to break the low of the bearish candle for it to continue to come down to get to your TP. So you kind of not having a trading plan, you just decided to open a position simply because this candle was continually coming down because of the body of the candle is big. So it's very important for you to have a trading plan, know what you want, and know exactly when it is the right time for you to take a position. So for now, I will advise us for us to have a trading plan. Know what you want and know exactly what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So for us, we know what we want. This zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. This is what we want. This zone is a consolidation zone. Then we are anticipating the break of this resistance zone and we are anticipating the break of this support zone. Then the moment you're able to identify a confirmation, then I'm going to tell you guys if it is the right time for us to take a position or if it's the right time for us to just chill. So for now, we don't need to do anything. This candle closed with a bullish candle. The previous candle closed with a bearish candle. The previous candle closed with a bullish candle and a bullish candle. So this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, and this is the beginning of London Open. So that means you are anticipating volume to come to the market for the candle to break our resistance zone or for the candle to break our support zone with our other confirmation, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since this is the beginning of this recent 30 minutes candle. So let's wait and see how this candle will close. So just in case you guys have a question or you don't understand anything, you can send your message in the chat box and I will get back to you guys. So for now, we don't need to do anything. I'm just looking at my other screen just for me to have an idea what the market condition is saying. So that means we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone and the break of our support zone. Then before we can anticipate to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since this is the beginning of this recent candle, and this candle is left with 24 minutes before this candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. Let's see what this candle wants to do. This candle is here to break the high of this bullish candle and the low of this bullish candle. So let's see what the candle wants to do. We don't need to do anything. Let's just enjoy the music while we patiently wait for a confirmation before we can decide to execute a trade. So for now, let's be patient. We don't need to do anything. Let's see what the market condition wants to do. Since we are in a consolidation zone, let's see. Let's see what the market condition wants to do. So this recent candle has broken the high of this bullish candle. So let's see what this candle wants to do. If this candle will continue to break the high of this bullish candle over here, but it has broken the high of this bearish candle. So let's see what the candle wants to do. So since this is the beginning of London section, the best thing is just for us to wait, for us to kind of anticipate if the candle will need to break our resistance or our support. Then we'll be able to kind of look at the other confirmation if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. We just need to be patient until the candle need to get to our zone before we can decide to anticipate for us to execute a position. You see, this candle is about to break the high of this bullish candle over here. Let's see what the candle wants to do. Since this zone is our consolidation zone, so we don't need to do anything. Let's see what the candle wants to do. So this candle is left with 15 minutes for this candle will close. So let's see. Let's go to the 15 minutes candle just to have an idea what the market condition is saying. So as you can see, we came to the 15 minutes time frame. So look at how the condition of the market structure is. So that means this our zone is being considered as a consolidation zone because of how the condition of the market structure is, how the candle they are printing side by side, and we have a resistance, a support, a minor resistance, a support, a resistance, and a support. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition. That's why I said this zone is a consolidation zone, and then we need to wait for a confirmation for the break of our resistance zone or for the break of our support zone, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. The best thing is just for us to wait. Let's see what the market condition want to do. Let's see. So this recent 30 minutes candle is left with 10 minutes before this candle will close. So let's wait since we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone and the break of our support zone, which I'm going to tell her if it's the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. So the best thing is just for us to wait until we are able to identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. So let's see. Let's see what this candle wants to do. This candle is about to break the high of, it's about to break. These are our resistance zone, and the candle is left with 9 minutes before the candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait and see. I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position, but for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's just wait and see. Let's see what the candle wants to do. This recent 30 minutes candle is left with 8 minutes for this candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. Let's see what this candle wants to do. But since this candle is left with 7 minutes and this candle choose to break the resistance zone over here, I'm not going to advise us for us to take a position because this is a 30 minutes candle and then the candle is left with 7 minutes. So what is the probability that this candle will continue to break this resistance zone and for it to continue to go up to break the all-time high? So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since the candle is left with 7 minutes before this candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait for this candle to close. Then the moment the candle should close, that means you are anticipating the next candle to create a lower wick for the body of the recent candle to break the high of the previous candle, which is this candle. Then the moment the candle should break, if only this candle respected this resistance zone over here, but we don't know if this candle will continue to go up to break our resistance zone. We don't know. So let's wait for the close of this candle. This candle is left with 6 minutes before this candle needs to close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. We don't need to do anything. Even though the candle should break our resistance zone, we don't need to do anything. We have a trading plan and then we need to follow our trading plan. We need to be able to identify what we want from the market. We are not chasing the market. We are not chasing it. I want you guys to understand the fact that we are not chasing the market. So for now, let's wait until the close of this candle. Let's see what this candle wants to do. Let's see what the market structure wants to do. This candle is left with 5 minutes before this candle will close. Let's see. It's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it. So let's wait for the close of this 30 minutes candle. Then for the next candle to kind of give us a lower wick, then the body of the candle we have to break this candle. If this candle didn't break These are our resistance zone over here. So for now, let's just wait. We don't need to do anything. Don't need to do anything as of now. The candle is left with 4 minutes before this 30 minutes candle will close. So let's wait and see how this candle will close. Candle is left with 3 minutes for this candle will close. So we don't need to do anything. Let's wait. Let's wait for the candle to close. Then we'll be able to anticipate if it is the right time for us to take a position or if we need to chill. So for now, let's see what the market condition want to do. This is why it's very important for us to be patient as you are trading. Imagine like this candle, because of how the volume is in the market and how the candle was kind of anticipating to break this our resistance zone. So imagine you decided to take a position here that you're anticipating, or here that you're anticipating the market to continue to break our resistance zone to get to the all-time high. So this is why it's very important for you to wait, know what you want and how you want it. So this candle can choose to reject off with a rejection bullish candle. So but the best thing is just for us to wait. So it's always good for you to know what you want and how you want it. Don't just jump and open a position because of how the market condition is saying, or what the candle is, because of the fact that you just saw that a very strong volume is in the market. You just decide to open a position and you're chasing the market. You don't need to chase the market. Don't chase it. You have a plan. Follow your plan. Know when it is the right time for you to take a position. So that means we are anticipating for it to get to our position, then for us to open a position. But since the candle didn't give us what we're anticipating the candle to give to us, so we didn't do anything. So the best thing is just for us to be patient. Then the moment you're able to identify a structure, then we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since this candle is left with a minute before this 30 minutes candle will close. So let's wait until the close of this candle and for us to see what the next candle want to do before we can anticipate to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see how this candle will close. This candle is left with a minute for this candle will close. This 30 minutes candle. So let's wait and see. This candle just closed with a bullish candle. That's the wick of the candle is bigger than the body of the candle. So let's see what this recent candle wants to do. That means you are anticipating this candle for it to create a lower wick, then for the body of the candle to break the high of this bullish candle, then for it to break our resistance zone. So in the moment you're able to identify a good confirmation that it is the right time for us to take a position. So I'm going to tell us for us to open a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since we are anticipating the break of our resistance and the break of our support zone. So this is the beginning of this recent 30 minutes candle. Let's look at the 1 hour. Let's have an idea what the 1 hour candle is saying. So the 1 hour is left with 28 minutes for this 1 hour candle to close, and the previous 1 hour candle closed with a rejection bearish candle. So let's see what the market condition want to do. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. Let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. Let's see what this candle wants to do. The candle has created an upper wick, and then the body of this candle choose to continue to come down. Let's see what the candle wants to do. If the candle wants to create a lower wick, then for the body of the candle to continue to go up to fill this wick and break the high of this bullish candle, then for it to break our resistance zone, then the moment you're able to identify a structure, I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's just be patient and see what this candle wants to do. Let's see what the recent 30 minutes candle wants to do. We are staying in this consolidation zone. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything because of this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. So you don't need to do anything until the break of our resistance or until the break of our support with our confirmation that it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see what the market condition want to do, or what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. So this candle has created a lower wick that the body of the candle want to continue to go up to fill this week, that it can break the high of this bullish candle and break our resistance zone. Then the moment we are able to identify a structure, then I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. The body of the candle can continue to go up to fill the wick of this candle, and then for it to break the high and break our resistance zone. So let's wait and see, since that is following the market. So we need to kind of identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything since the candle has created a lower wick. So that means for the body of this candle to continue to go up to fill this wick. And this candle can choose to respect the low of this bullish candle, and the previous candle respected the low of this bullish candle as well. So the best thing is just for us to wait. We don't need to do anything. The candle will continue to go up to fill this week over here, but this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, so we don't need to do anything. The best thing is just for us to wait. Let me show from this yes, 40 pips. So from here to here, 80 again. Let's see what the candle wants to do. But the candle will continue to go up to fill the wick. Then it can break the high of this bullish candle and break this resistance zone. Then the moment you're able to identify a confirmation trade, I'm going to tell us it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's wait until this candle needs to get to our resistance zone, or the candle needs to get to our support zone before we can anticipate that it is the right time for us to take a position. So let's wait and see. But in the next 2 minutes to 3 minutes, I'm going to head off. This live stream was just for an hour, so I have something for me to do, but I'm going to look at the charts, and the moment this candle need to continue to fill the wick and break our resistance zone with our other confirmation, which I'm going to open a position. I'm going to watch the market structure. So for now, let's see if the candle can still continue to go up to get to our position, which I'm going to tell us that, okay, it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. This candle needs to continue to go up to fill the wick and break the high and break our resistance zone. And then you need to ask yourself, from the low of this recent candle to, let me see, from the low of this recent bullish candle to our resistance zone, we are looking at 120 pips. So you need to ask yourself, from the resistance to the low of this candle is 120 pips. Can your entry position to your stop loss be 120 pips? So that's why it's very important for you to have a trading plan. You need to know how much you're willing to risk in a trade. You kind of doing that, like your stop loss, from your entry position to your stop loss, how many pips with your lot size that you are willingly to risk in a position. So these are all part of your trading plan. That's why I told you guys that it's very important for you to have a trading plan, know what you want and how you want it. Then you can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see what the market condition want to do. Since this candle came down to create a lower wick and then came up to create an upper wick. So we don't know if this candle can choose to continue to come down to close with a rejection bearish candle. But we are anticipating it for it to continue to go up to fill this week and break the high of this bullish candle, and then for it to continue to go up to this resistance zone, which the moment you're able to identify the confirmation, I'm going to tell us it is the right time for us to take a position. So right now we don't need to do anything. The best thing is just for us to be patient and see if this candle we print exactly how we are anticipating it to print. But it has created an upper wick and it has created a lower wick. So we don't know what this candle wants to do. The candle can choose to close with a doji candle or a rejection bearish candle. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. So I'm going to advise you guys, don't do anything from this resistance zone to this support zone. It's being considered as a consolidation zone. You don't need to do anything. So let's wait for the break of our resistance and the break of our support, and then before you can decide to take a position. So I'm going to head off, and then I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget our live stream is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So if you couldn't join today, you can tell your friends, or you can join tomorrow or on Thursday. But we are going to upload this live stream on YouTube, just in case for those of you that missed the live stream, so that you can as well take advantage of the education and everything that we talked about today. So anyway, guys, so I need to leave you guys right now, but I will still be watching the market, so that the moment we'll be able to identify a structure, I will also open a position. So see you guys tomorrow, and then know how much you want and how much you are willingly to take from the market before you can decide to take a position. Don't forget, from the low of this candle to the break of our resistance zone, we are looking at 120 pips. So you need to ask yourself, from your entry position according to your trading plan, from your entry position to the low of that candle, are you willingly to accept 120 pips as your stop loss? So know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. It's very important for you to have a trading plan. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.